From time to time, our borrowers or sellers will have specific requests regarding the disposition of their proceeds. They want us to use it to pay off other loans or pay off credit cards, or in the case of a sale under a trust, they want us to pay the beneficiaries of the trust. In all cases, the answer is, sorry, we are not able to do that. When we are handling a transaction, the net proceeds is exactly what it means. It is the net of the proceeds after all the transaction costs have been deducted. Here is one scenario. Is your new lender requiring you to pay off certain credit cards or maybe an auto loan in order for you to qualify for the loan? Then these payments will be considered a transaction cost because it is a requirement in order to get the loan. Here's another scenario. Now that you have all this money from the transaction, you would like to pay off a loan that you owe on another property. Is this a payoff that is totally unrelated to the present transaction and just something you want to do? Then it is not a transaction cost. And here is a third scenario, one that we get asked quite often. The property is sold under the trust, and the successor trustee would like the escrow to pay all the beneficiaries according to the terms of the trust agreement, so that he would not have to do so. The successor trustee is in essence asking us to be his bookkeeper and do his work for him. But it means that he did not think through his responsibilities as a trustee or successor trustee. First of all, these disbursements would not be a transaction cost. Secondly, the trust may need to perform its final accounting, pay any of the taxes on the sale, any other costs like funeral arrangements, or make any other charity or gift donations or other disbursements before the beneficiaries receive their money. These are the responsibilities of the trustee. Thirdly, the escrow holder will not want to be involved in interpreting the trust agreement. Here is one small tip for you when it comes to a trust which is now handled by a successor trustee. The proceeds check will be made payable to the name of the trust, not the successor trustee. And if the trust does not have a bank account opened under its name, the successor trustee will have a problem cashing it. So we highly recommend that an account be opened under the trust name before the closing. The regulatory guidelines as well as the standard escrow practices are that the escrow holder is not allowed to cut or remit the net proceeds to anyone but the borrower or seller named in the transaction. So my escrow tip on the subject is pretty simple. Plan ahead on what you want to do with your net proceeds, but never assume that the escrow holder can cut the checks to anybody else, even if you give them written instructions. The proceeds will be made payable to the borrower or the seller's name, whether it is as an individual or in the name of the trust, the name of an LLC, or the name of the estate. The borrower seller will need to receipt it into his account, and then he can disperse it any which way he wants. The closing statement for the borrower, for the lender, and for the seller, and for their income tax purposes will show net proceeds to the borrower seller. We will not take on the responsibility of being the bookkeeper for your account. This is Juliana too. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel.